Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, ورحمة, وبركاته, and welcome back to the Quran with Sadiyah Yaseen. Today we will read the story of the Prophet Musa alaihi salam meets the wise man. Here, the wise man refers to alkhidr. Alkhidr is probably an angel in the form of a man. So let's begin the story. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As per Allah's orders, the Prophet Musa alayhi salam set out with his young disciple Yusha bin Nun. Disciple means a partner. So he set out with his young disciple/partner Yusha bin Nun to meet al-Khidr. At a certain point, meaning at a particular or specific point, the fish they were carrying to eat slipped away into the sea. And as predicted, this is where they found al-Khidr. Al-Khidr is probably an angel in the form of a man. May I follow you and be guided by your knowledge? Musa alayhi salam asked. Al-Khidr agreed, but warned Musa alayhi salam to bear with him, meaning to be patient with him and not to question him about anything until he mentioned it himself. The two then embarked upon a ship, meaning the two went to a ship when Al-Khidr bored a hole in it. Musa alayhi salam explained, "Do you want to drown the passengers?" "Didn't I tell you," replied Al-Khidr, "that you would not bear with me?" "Forgive me," said Musa alayhi salam. They journeyed on until they met a young boy whom Al-Khidr promptly killed. Musa alayhi salam explained once more, "What wickedness killing an innocent soul! Didn't I told you that you would not bear with me?" Al-Khidr said. Musa alayhi salam said, "If ever I question you again, abandon me, for then should I deserve it." So let's move on to the next page. Once we finish the story, I shall explain it all. So we're here on the next page. Then they came to a city and asked for food, but they were refused. It means the people of the city did not give them food. Then, seeing a wall that was crumbling, Al-Khidr repaired it. But Musa alayhi salam objected to his doing without payment. "Now we must part," said Al-Khidr. "But first I will explain my action, which seems so dreadful to you. I damaged the ship because it belonged to some poor fishermen, and nearby there was a king who plundered every vessel. As for youth, he would only have distressed his believing parents with wickedness and unbelief. We prayed that their Lord would replace him with a more righteous and filial son. The wall belonged to two orphans, son of an honest man in the city. Beneath it their treasure lay buried. Your Lord decreed that they should dig it up when they grow to manhood. What I did was not by my will. That explains what you could not bear to watch with patience." All this shows that the highest divine wisdom sometimes appeared to bring calamity. Man's limited knowledge and lack of foresight cause him to grieve over seeming tragedies. But the true believers never flinch at some time, for he knows that the loving hand of Allah unceasingly directs humanity towards the goal of the greatest good. This is the lesson of the story of Al-Khidr. So here is the story which we just read. So now I shall explain it to you from the beginning. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Prophet Musa alayhi salam to go with his partner Yusha bin Nun to meet Al-Khidr. Al-Khidr at that time was probably an angel in the form of a man. Then at a certain or specific point, the fish that they were carrying to eat slipped away into the sea. And they had predicted that they would find Al-Khidr over there, and they did. And Musa alayhi salam asked Al-Khidr if he could follow him and be guided by his knowledge. Al-Khidr agreed, but he also warned Musa alayhi salam to bear everything patiently and not to question him about anything until he mentioned it himself. Then the two went on the ship, whereupon Al-Khidr made a hole in it. So Musa alayhi salam said in surprisement, "Do you want to drown the passengers?" Then Al-Khidr replied, "Didn't I tell you that you would not bear with me?" Musa alayhi salam replied, "Forgive me." And then they journeyed on until they met a young boy whom Al-Khidr promptly killed. Musa alayhi salam once more said in excitement, "What wickedness, killing an innocent soul!" And once again Al-Khidr gave the same reply that, "Didn't I tell you you would not be able to bear with me?" And Musa alayhi salam once again said, "If ever I question you again, abandon me, for then should I deserve it." So then they went to a city where they asked for food, but the people refused to give them food. Then Al-Khidr saw a wall that was crumbling over there, so he repaired it. But Musa alayhi salam objected that why did you repair it without payment? Al-Khidr said, "Let's part, but first I will explain my actions which seem so dreadful to you." And then he said that he explained all the reasons, like first about the ship, and then the youth, and then the wall that he repaired. So he said that he damaged the ship because it belonged to some poor fishermen, and thereby there was a king who took all the ships. And as for the youth, he would have distressed his believing parents with his wickedness and unbelief. So we pray that the Lord would replace him with a more righteous and filial son. And then the wall belonged to two orphans. And the orphans were the son of an honest man who used to live in a city. And beneath the wall, their treasure lay buried. And your Lord had decreed that they should dig it up when they grow into manhood. What I did was not by my will. It means that what I didn't do myself. I didn't do because I wanted to. I did because Allah had ordered me to. And this explains that you could not bear to see anything with patience. So the moral of this story is that everything that shows the highest divine wisdom always sometimes looks like a calamity. Means sometimes it looks like a problem or a disaster, but it isn't. It looks like that, but it isn't really a disaster. And man's limited knowledge and lack of foresight. Foresight means like understanding things and like taking some time and understanding things. So the lack of foresight causes him to grieve over some seeming tragedies. Seeming tragedies are the things that look like tragedies, that look like calamities or disasters, but they are not. But true believers, means the real people who believe in Allah never flinch, means never even think about that. They know that this is from my Lord and all that they know. So this is the lesson which we learned from the story of Al-Khidr. I hope you like this video. Jazakallahu khair for watching, and until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.